WWE, and I'm thinking that was a pretty stupid question. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Hey, two quick questions on the Kelly question. It's an old question, the first one, about the 900 episode of Raw. Why would they show people like Taz and Foley and all that on the highlights when all of them are in TNA, you think?
What was the question again? I'm sorry, Chris.
Yeah, I didn't get the question either, man.
Listen to these questions, Chris. So I didn't got to answer.
I'm sorry, you guys. I said turn my radio off. I said I remember like a week or two ago, like on the 900th episode of Raw, how they show like highlights, and they would show Taz, hear Taz talking in the background, or Mick Foley doing something crazy, or Kurt Angle, or whatever. I said, why would they show all them people on the WWE highlights when all of them are in TNA right now?
So did you hear what the question was, Ryan?
Yeah, WWE highlights on TNA. You're talking about in the opening video package?
Yeah. I'm not saying this. I mean, it was like last week, remember 900 episode or whatever. And
right. You know what? I was wondering the same thing, man, when they did that video package, because we know that in the opening video of Monday Night Raw, they removed Hogan and any of the guys that are currently working for TNA. They removed those guys from the opening video to open Raw and SmackDown and all that stuff. And then last week on the 900th Raw, we had clips that were shown, and they used clips of Hogan and guys that were in TNA. I mean, that was just a one-time deal. It's interesting that they did it because they take that stuff pretty seriously, man. I mean, you can see that, these guys are constantly being edited. Like, Victoria was just taken off WWE.com because she went back. So it was interesting, and I thought the same thing, but obviously it was just a one-time deal. And, it was a special occasion. That's all I can say. It was 900,
Excellent. One last question. You remember how people saying, like, Jericho might leave? He said that if he doesn't get the title, he's out of here. But also how he might go to SmackDown. So do you think that he's pulling this swirl maybe where he might look sad and cry, but might show up on SmackDown when they start their new, maybe next month when on Sci-Fi, you think?
I think he's going to take an extended hiatus. He's right now, you've got to understand that Chris is what, man? He's probably 30.
He'll be 40. He'll be 40 in November.
Right, getting close to 40, and he's got the skills. He's got what it takes to make it in Hollywood. He's hosted game shows and he's hosted all these things. Okay, he's got what it takes to make it in Hollywood. He's got The Rock has it where he went out and he makes some of these guys just have what it takes to make it in Hollywood, and I believe that. He is at the point in his career now where he wants to look at other opportunities. And when he tells WWE or when he goes and takes gigs like that show that he was just hosting, what was it,
ABC game show.
Yeah, the ABC Game show that they've got on. They weren't happy as basically he didn't clear a lot of that stuff with them. They took that as a sign of this guy is now looking at things that he can do after he's done with WWE, and they don't take kind to that sort of stuff in WWE, especially when we don't give them a very good heads up. And I think the WWE knows that he's not going to be around that much longer and wants to pursue other opportunities. So.
And I 100% agree with you there, Ryan. I think one of the main things is like you said earlier, he's about to be 40, and we take for granted guys like Flair, Nash, and Sting.
Oh yeah, I know.
They're the exception, they're not the rule, and I just think that, I don't even think it's going to be a hiatus. I think Chris Jericho will be done, and to be honest with you, a lot of people, I don't know, this might be even more so than HBK, man. I think this might be one of the saddest retirements in professional wrestling.
No, I don't think he's done with wrestling for good. I just think that for the time being, he'll probably at least be taking a hiatus from WWE and pursuing other opportunities. But I think you can't do both. You can't do Hollywood and WWE at the same time, you know what I mean? So
I think WWE is going to take a huge hit from it too, though, man. I mean, with Chris Jericho, whether it's Ricky Steamboat, Shawn Michaels or even somebody like Goldust, Chris Jericho's able to bring the best out of any wrestler. So I think he's
Goldust is very, very good. Man, I mean, he's I know what you're talking about. Chris Jericho could carry a match with guys like the Great Khali and make a 5-star match. Not a 5-star match, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. He can go out there, carry a match with the worst guy on the roster. So I mean, that's a big loss, man. He's got the mic skills, got the promo work, got the in-ring work. Big loss, man. If he does head out of WWE. Calling you live on WZR Radio. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hi, my name's Cliff. I'm from Pennsylvania.
Cliff, huh? What's up, Cliff?
Yeah.
The reason I'm laughing, man, is I don't know if you heard in hour number 1. I had this guy at a fantasy draft last night, my man. Guy's name is Cliff. God, I could have punched him right in his fucking face, man. But nonetheless, we got a better clip online right now. So what's up, man?
Sir. Hey, I'm calling in reference to Dixie Carter's latest Twitter about things are going to change forever once again in TNA. And I had read back on, I believe it was the June 12th tweet that she had left saying about she can't wait to tell her talent, the staff, or anything about how these things are going to change.
Right.
Does this have anything to do with the going live, and will it be going live anywhere forward?
It is going to go live. What is the date? It is
October 7th.
October 7th is the only date that's going to go live right now. It's not going to be a weekly thing. That may change in the future. I think basically before they moved to Monday nights, they did that. I think it was January 4th. I think I remember it was.
Yep.
Where they did a test, okay, and
they were successful that night.
And it was fairly successful, right? They drew a 1.4, 1.5 rating with a lot of hype. They moved to Monday nights, and listen, it failed. Everybody within TNA admits that it flopped. People have always said that if Impact goes live, there's a chance that with a live show, no spoilers on the internet, this and that, the live aspect, there's a possibility that, maybe it'll drive ratings just a tad. So I believe that October 7th is basically trial and error where they'll go out there and they'll see, if they draw 1.3, if they're above, then they'll think about going live every week. But as of right now, October 7th is the only live show planned.
And that was I think that was their biggest mistake, bro. When they went live on Mondays, go live on Thursdays, and I think that this will be a lot more successful than that Monday night run.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. Obviously, there's no TNA Impact this week. I know that we're taping 3 weeks, but there's no Impact this week. Obviously, TNA knows that they would get destroyed by NFL football, which the opening game is Thursday night, so there is a reason why there's no Impact, and that plays a major part in it. But it's only one live show for right now, my man.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Thanks for the call, guys. We are live right now. Give us a call, 518-712-3070. 518-712-3070. We've got one open phone line right now, so give us a call. If you can't get through, you don't feel like calling, you can get us on AOL Instant Messenger. It is WZR Questions. Submit your questions there. And the official website of WZR Radio is WZROnline.com. So get over there now. Calling you live on WZR Radio. What's your name? Where are you from?
What's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
Can you speak to Alice? That's a good one, my man. I'll give you props for that one, my man. That's a good one. That's a good one. You got any questions, dude?
No, I'm serious.
No, that's a good one, dude. That's a good shot. You got it. All right, man. Be good, dude.
Wow.
You son of a bitch. Hey, guys, give him a call. It's area code 21. No, I'm playing. He's just joking around.
Told you shouldn't have said it was your sister.
He's just joking around. Calling you live on WZR Radio. What's the name? Where are you from?
Hey, it's Ron Fortune from the child. How's it going today?
What's going on, my buddy?
Not much. I just got a quick little question. I was wondering what your thoughts are on the upcoming cost-cutting measures that are happening in TNA in the next couple months.
You know what? That is a great. I'm gonna keep you on the line while I talk about this. Basically, and I tried to explain this. I put up some posts the other week, okay, and basically there's some TNA talents that are frustrated, okay, and you've got what people don't remember is there's a group of basically 50 guys, more than 50 guys on that TNA roster. And just because one or two guys speaks to a source okay, and claims that they are unhappy, doesn't mean the entire TNA roster is pissed off or as pissed off as they are. And a lot of the guys that are pissed off are low-card guys. Guys that, have been there. Right, I mean, that's one of the names that we talked about last week. But guys that have been there since the Wednesday night pay-per-views and just basically feel that they've been there since the beginning, and now... There's one, Shark Boy, okay, in the chat room. Somebody just brought that name up. It's guys like that are, they've been there since the beginning, and they feel like, for a guy that has supported TNA from day one, a guy that has been here from day one, and then basically show up, or don't show up, don't get called to Orlando on a weekly basis, and they sit home, and they're just kind of like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And then these rumors start that, TNA talent is frustrated. It's not all TNA talents. The talents that are being used are fine.
I think it's a lot of the homegrown talent too.
And as far as roster cuts, Dixie Carter is not the type of woman that likes to... People don't like to lose their jobs, okay? And she's got a hard...
She doesn't like to see people out of a job.
She doesn't like that, exactly. She doesn't like to see people out of a job. So there comes a point, though, where there are guys that aren't being used, and there needs to be action taken. If people aren't being used and they're not active members of the roster, you've got to get rid of the dead weight.
Especially, and that's probably better for them too, since they're not on TV, so they're not making money. They can't get independent, go on the independent circuit.
And here's the thing, and this is before talents would be cut. You would have office staff that would be cut down in Nashville. You would have office staff cut first, and then you would go to talents later. So that is the deal. Who gets cuts? I don't think it's going to be anything major. I don't think there's going to be major roster cuts, but I do think that they're going to get rid of some of the dead weight here in the coming months. Anything else?
All right, thank you. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
All right, no doubt, buddy. Be good. Thanks for the call.
Have a good day.
All right, you too, my man. Guys, give us a call. It is 518-712-3070. 518-712-3070. We got about 20 more minutes to go here. I'll tell you what, man. Let's talk about a little bit of news.
Sounds like a plan.
Lena Vachon, we didn't get to talk about her last week. Right. Take a sip of water.
Like I said last week about her, bro, it's just so sad because it seems like every week we keep hearing about a new, another wrestler, young wrestler that passes away, over something that probably could have been avoided. So just terrible. It's terrible to see.
She had some issues. Obviously, Luna had some issues. They found snorting straws and Oxycontins that were crushed up throughout the house in several different rooms. There were pills that were just all over, and there were numerous pill bottles that were just littered across the house that she was staying in. Her mother was the one that found her.
In a pool of blood, right?
Mother found her in a pool of blood with her face down on a slice of pizza. Just terrible, man. And it really, we're gonna have to wait for the autopsy to come out, but it seems
overdose.
Like, obviously, they found her. There were
pills everywhere, right?
Pills that were already crushed up, ready to be snorted. You know what I mean? So she had. Seems like she may have been on a binge, but nonetheless, her mother, I guess she wasn't answering phone calls, so her mother went over to do a welfare check and found her, I guess, blood and foam coming from the mouth and head down and a piece of pizza.
Sorry for dude, that piece of pizza part you got me there. Sorry.
It was probably just, she was probably on her couch, probably eating pizza, and then all of a sudden, just like that, man, heart attack, or just bang, and you just drop,
That's crazy.
That is